Will, please look at the paper that I just gave to you. Okay. We Friday took our number fluency test, and today we are starting our performance task that goes along with this. Now, if you'll take a look, this is the math task that you will be working through. If you will, write your name at the top, first and last name. Okay. If you will, just follow along with the directions for me. Okay. It says to raise money for a 6th grade field trip, the math teachers have decided to have a bake sale. Your job is simple. Buy the ingredients, make, bake, and decorate the cupcakes, and determine the selling price. Should be easy, right? Okay, so if you take a look, you've got a grocery list, much like you would have to do if you were baking cupcakes at home. This should remind you a bit of the menu activity that we did with ordering from Outback. So you're going to have all those things that you're going to be purchasing. Okay, underneath that it says apply the coupons and find the total of your grocery store bill. Show all of your work. How much change would you receive if you paid with a $100 bill? Show your work. So if you look over to the right, you're going to see the coupons that you're going to apply to the milk, 75 cents off the gallon, 50 cents off the dozen eggs, and 99 cents off of the cake flour. Okay? So again, this ties in with our subtraction and addition class on the applied arts. They are baking the cupcakes. This is the recipe that they are using, just so you can see what the process is that you're going to be seeing. Plus, I thought if you want to make these at home. Now tomorrow, the fine arts group, they're making the icing and they're going to do the decorating part. So that's their recipe as well. Okay, so that's all. Okay, now let's go to the second page. Everybody go to the second page. Find out how much of each ingredient you will need if you are only going to make half of the recipes. Rewrite the recipes with new ingredients, amounts in the right column. Show and label all your work at the bottom of the page. Okay, so we've all probably, raise your hand if you've made something at home, whether you baked it for a crowd or holiday. Okay, we've all baked before where we maybe have a larger crowd coming over and we might need to double the recipe. Or we might have a smaller crowd and we want to half the recipe. So in this one, the directions ask us to half the recipe. So again, this is using your skills of division. So you're going to take each of those ingredients and do what with it?
Divide it by 2.
Divide it by 2. So if you want to write yourself a note at the top, divide by 2. Do you just need to do it for some of the ingredients?
All of them.
All of them. All of them. Because you want them, everything in proportion. You want to divide by 2. Even down to the frosting recipe. Okay? All right. And if you'll turn over to the very back. Okay? While the cupcakes are cooking, let's do some math. How much would you sell each cupcake for so that you make a profit? So on this, you are finding out, using your ingredients, using your pricing, how much it is costing to make the entire recipe, and then you're going to do the math to see how much you're really paying for just one cupcake. Okay, we've all been to the grocery store if we hadn't had time to make them and we bought cupcakes and they have a price on them. So what goes into that price that they're asking us for? What goes into that, do you think? Okay, Allie? The ingredients, how much it costs. Also, they want to make a profit, right? So they want to make money off of it as well. So they are going to bump up that price in order to interview paper. Now today, we're going to be working in small groups. Each of us is going to take a role. One of us is going to be videotaping. One is going to be doing the interviewing or asking the questions. And then the final job is the person who is going to be the director/producer. You're making sure everything runs. Okay? All right, so if everybody will look, the first thing you want to do when we're in groups in a minute is to come up with your introduction. If you want to be Baking with the Eagles, or if you have another snazzy title that you want to use, then please do that. Make it fun. Make it interesting. I said before, if you've ever watched cooking shows, everybody has their own unique personality. So you want to bring that into the video. When you are interviewing, if you look at the assigned questions, these are some, so that I didn't want you to feel like you're on the spot too much. These are some questions to ask, their names basically, the ingredients, the directions, the math that is used. You're going to see a lot of measuring today. You're going to see a lot of teamwork going into making those cupcakes. The video camera, video man. You want to make sure you are getting all the action. Now I will say this, you can use a combination of video and pictures. So don't feel like you've got to get that video on record and just do that the whole time. So feel free to take pictures as well. And then in the very end of your video, you want to introduce yourselves and your role today. Okay. Question, get your pencil, papers, get with your group, and I'm going to come around and meet you.
We have to come up with an interview and interview.
All right, and then so you're going to be our producer, our slash director. All right, Wesley, there's your phone. Items that you want to put in there.
Who writes things on the paper?
Yes, that's right.
We have one person, 2 jobs at the same time.
4, 5. Thank you. Okay, learning from experience from the last 2 classes. We have learned that you don't want too many people in the kitchen. If you are a video person, raise your hand. You're the videographer.
Like you're on
Okay.
or you're taping?
You are taping. Okay, only the people with their hands raised need to be in the kitchen videoing the action, okay? Now the other people, you can put your hands down, thank you. Other people that are not in the kitchen, you are going to sit with the other people in that group from Miss Archer's class and do one of 2 things. You can go over your interview process, kind of practice, and then if you also have time, pull this math paper out and start working on it. We want to use our time wisely. That's what they're doing as well. They have probably about 9 groups. They're not all going to be in the kitchen at the same time. So there's going to be some wait time. So I need you to be patient. If you have any questions, just raise your hand. I'll come around, coming around to check on you anyway. Let's do this. Go ahead and take your paperwork with you, your pencil, your cameras. And if you will line up of action for y'all today, and then the angels are just going to kind of.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question. Hi, my name is Abigail Suarez, and today I'm here with you for Baking with the Best Eagle Time. Today we will be asking Michaela a few questions. Who was in your group that helped you bake these cupcakes?
Camille, Hunter, and TJ.
What more was that?
Today's lesson is the number fluency task called the baking task. The 6th grade math standards that it covers are NS1, interpret and compute quotients of fractions and solve word problems involving division of fractions by fractions, and NS3, fluently add, subtract, multiply, and divide multi-digit decimals. Our math team brainstormed ideas for our performance task that would be built around our standards as well as our community strengths. Ms. Wood helped develop the plan for us. In the written portion of the project, the math portion, the students were given a shopping list of baking items that they would need to bake the cupcakes. They were asked to add as well as deduct coupons for some of the items on the shopping list, and also given that they were given $100 to do the shopping, how much change would they receive? To demonstrate their knowledge of division of fractions, they were asked to take the original recipe, then half it and fourth it as well. The final math portion, they were asked to determine how much each cupcake actually cost to make, and then estimate a selling price to make a profit for the bake sale. On the hands-on portion of the task, the applied art students made the cupcakes, the fine art students were decorating the cupcakes, and our STEM team were creating cooking videos. In their groups, their video groups, they were asked to make sure they taped the measuring that went into making the cupcakes as well as did a group interview. Students were given an outline in which to work. Our first day, they did the baking and the interviews for that day. The second day will be when they interview and take the decorating process. Our STEM students were also asked to edit and present the videos. This has been a fun lesson to plan, and I feel like the kids have really enjoyed it and taken off with the ideas to do the videos. So I hope that we can continue doing some great projects like this in the future. And thank you guys for watching.